Hi and welcome back to my playthrough of Arkham Horror. I think we're already in episode 7 and it seems that I have did some or forget some things, I think 2 episodes ago or so, when Sister Mary was sucked into, I believe, to the other dimension as part I think it was from here or so. As part of her Arkham encounter, she should have also encountered an otherworld event. That is, I forgot that, but yeah, it's not that big of a deal, at least I hope. Something I will not revert, of course. And I think that's about it, at least as far as I can remember. So we should be able to continue. I think the starting player should move back to Bob Jenkins, who recently visited the general store and not 100% sure what I should be doing. He's down to only one clue, so that's really not great. So I'm really thinking about using some of his trophies. He has 2 gate trophies, and yeah, ultimately he could move to the South Church to get a blessing there. Or alternatively, and that also sounds like a solid plan, somehow making it here to the science building. The problem is, yeah, there are a lot of monsters in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4. He could make it there, but then he would. The star spawn is only 1. The main problem still is he would still need 1, 2, 3, 4 movement. And of course, 4 speed for him would mean he is not rolling any dice for the evasion check. On the other hand, we could try to fight this one. What does the star spawn? No, I think the star spawn doesn't have anything in particular. And again, with his brazier of souls and the mental fortitude, he should be in an okay shape. And then we would get rid of the star spawn, and then he would be also right next to the science building. I like that plan, actually. So maybe we are going to increase our fight one more, because we have the auto success here from the mental fortitude. So we will roll it, but win or lose doesn't really make that big of a difference. And yeah, I like that. And then it's Sister Mary. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the graveyard. She still has the 4 movement, so she could at least try to get another clue. I think that's not a bad idea. Should we change something for here down there? I like the 2 and 2. I like the 4 and 3, I believe, because her luck, she has a +1. So I think overall for her that's fine. And the alchemical process, I don't think we need it right now. Yeah, let's not do that. And then there is Michael, who is still delayed at the Historical Society. This was really a terrible, terrible event. I think he could have gotten a skill or so. And getting extra skills, that's huge. He's basically at 4, and I think I got a confirmation that the Maniac in this scenario also counts for 2, let's say, trophy points, toughness, because of Azathoth's ability. So thanks so much for confirming this. It's still not enough. That's the problem. He's not moving anywhere. Question still is, should we change something here to give him extra stuff? I don't know, actually. Yeah, I think we are not going to change something. I think that's fine. Let's go to the movement phase. Again, Bob Jenkins is first, and the idea was to go for the star spawn. Yeah, let's do that. 1, 2, and 3. So we have to basically fight or evade that. So here's the -3, but for him that's not the end of the world. We still need only 1 success. So that's the main difference to Eldritch Horror, for example, where this also tells you how many successes you need and so on. So I like that here much better, at least as far as I remember. Maybe I'm mixing things up, I don't know. But let's see, that's a -3, his will is 0, so he's rolling 0 dice basically. He could spend a clue, but why should we do that? We are going to use the mental fortitude. After making any horror check, which we just did, at horse to add 1 success to the result. That's what we needed. Amazing job, nicely done. Of course, it will cost us our focus action to refresh that card, but I still think that this was worth it. And then we have a -3 here. We need 3 successes, so that's not nothing. But his fight is 4. He will also now exhaust his brazier of souls. So in total he has 12 dice, -3, 9 dice. Okay, let's see about that. And yeah, I just noticed I have forgotten to roll for Michael McGlenn's blessing. I will do that in a second. Before he's moving, I will definitely do that. Yeah, okay, 9 dice, right? That's the idea. Okay, that's only 1 success so far, and we get 4 more. We need 2 more successes. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, actually. Oh, I could have used his elephant gun, but that's the same thing in the end. It's the same thing. No, 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 that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, let's roll those 2 dice. And no, that's not good enough. Ooh. And yeah, I was not thinking straight actually, because he's down to only 1 health. That was my mistake in this case. I was too cocky here, assuming that he should be able to roll 3 successes. With 9 dice, it's not unlikely, don't get me wrong. And we only have 1 clue. It's not a lore check, so we cannot use our lore skill here. Oh yeah, I think we are pretty much defeated. Oh, that was really bad. So, as I said, I'm not playing with a standard version of the rules or with a base game version of the rules, and which would really make you lose a lot of stuff. I'm playing with the injury. I think it's still an optional thing, but yeah, in the end I decided to give him an injury instead. And yeah, that's basically the one. He's jinxed now. -1 luck. Unfortunately, he has the low one. He has the low one. That's a bummer. You cannot spend more than 2 clue tokens to add to any luck check. That's okay. If you ever gain another jinx card, you are devoured. I think that's not the end of the world. I think we still have to move him to the St. Mary's Hospital. I think that's still gonna happen. Now that was really bad. I think, does he have an encounter actually there? I think he's still in the game right now for this round, so we will have an encounter here. And because we have chosen to go with one of those injury cards, that's the injury run, right? Yeah, these are the injury ones. Jinx, not sure why this is an injury, but okay. I guess in the end we can live with that. So that's the jinxed one. We are getting fully healed. That's at least something. That's pretty much the price for the injury card that we have drawn. And I believe we still have an encounter. The main problem is this star spawn is still here. And that's really terrible. So before we now move to the movement phase of Sister Mary, let's quickly roll for the blessing card before I forget. And that's a 3. I take it. Okay, that's pretty cool. And now we will go to Sister Mary's movement phase. She has 4 movement points. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the graveyard. We are grabbing a clue here, which brings her to 3. So on our way to maybe seal another gate or so. And I guess that's that. For Michael, it's rather simple. He will simply stand up. And here I'm not even sure if I can use my Migo brain case or not. While in Arkham Exhaustion, spend all of your movement points for the turn to swap places with another investigator or monster in Arkham. Not that I would like to do that. I think it's not, but I'm really still wondering if I'm allowed, because in the end I have, I think, 0 movement point, and maybe it's even telling me that I cannot use stuff. I should simply check out the delay keyword or so, but I think I'm not able to use the Migo brain case in this case. And that's the movement phase. Let's do some encounters. We will start with Bob Jenkins in the St. Mary's Hospital, and of course we are not going for the medical care down here. We will have a standard encounter. A patient appears to be choking on something, but then horribly a swarm of locusts vomits forth from its mouth. If you flee, move to the street. If you stay to try to help them, the locusts burrow into your body. Lose 1 stamina and 1 sanity, but you may search the spell deck for a Plague of Locust spell and take it. No, I think in this case, let's definitely try to escape. I think that's totally fine. I'm not really... Yeah, let's not go for a spell and for the hit. No, we are fleeing. We are fleeing in this case. So that was not terrible. Then it's Sister Mary here at the graveyard. Walking through the graveyard, you see a faint glow ahead. Following it, you discover an ancient tombstone covered in luminescent wormwood. Reading the tombstone by the light of the strange fungus, you discover an important fact. Gain 1 clue token. Are you kidding me? Oh wow, that's nice. She's at 4 now. Oh, really coming closer to a gate ceiling threshold. Yeah, that was a cool one. The graveyard so far was an amazing place, actually. I think we got a lot of trophies there. We got clue now. Amazing stuff. And here we have the Historical Society and Michael McGlenn. Per using the country records, you discover something horrifying about your family tree. Lose one's sanity. Yeah, that's not great, but I believe this is the first ever sanity loss for him this session, so I'm okay with that. Okay then, I think those were all the encounters. Let's move to the Mythos phase, and here is our next Mythos card. Okay, the Black Cave will open a gate. That's now again the interesting piece, because I believe I have been mixing these up, and now I feel okay that I didn't take this back, because things are balancing out between those two. I think ultimately not a big deal. It's still a problem that we are getting a gate there to the abyss. And I need to count the monsters actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in Arkham. No, not in Arkham. That's the total monster limit. No, that's the skies. No. These count as being there. That's why. No, we are at 6. So we are not adding a monster to Arkham per se. It's getting right to the outskirts, but we also have to bring out a new Doom. 3 more, and we have lost the game. It's really not looking good. And here's the monster for the outskirts. Another Warlock, but doesn't really matter too much. Yeah, then we will spawn a clue over here at Hips Roadhouse. That's good. So Sister Mary could go there and then maybe make it to a gate sooner or later. I think at least that's a plan. Let's do the monster movement. We have again the pluses. The pluses move. Oh, the star spawn is back at Bob Jenkins. Oh, interesting. So this was the plus. I think we have more pluses, I believe. Here's another plus. It also moves black. This is stationary. This is a dash. Then we have 2 monsters. That's a crescent moon. Oh, this crescent moon also moves down to... Yeah, he's not in a great shape now, but I believe those were all the pluses and or crescent moons. I think all the others are stationary or somewhere else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, no, those were all the monster movements. And then we have Fats Raid Arkham. All monsters in the streets are returned to the... Amazing, amazing, amazing. I mean, wow. All monsters in the streets are returned to the cup. 1, 2, 3, 4. I was worried here for a second. I mean, that is insane. That is truly insane. So let's bring back, I think this should be 4 cubes now in total here. So 1 in the sky, 1 still down here. And again, our Arkham limit is 6. Wow, that was an amazing event. And Mythos card. Apart from maybe this additional gate and the Doom, that was definitely terrifying. But getting rid of all of those monsters really gives us a lot of freedom moving freely to Arkham. Nice. Let's do another round. We are moving the lead investigator to Bob Jenkins. I think she will hold on to the extra speed for now. Yeah, I think so. So I think we are not going... Do we change something else? That's the question. Fight maybe, but I like the combination because I'm not really sure what's awaiting, what fate has in stock for me. So I'm not sure. I could also still, with 4 movement, I could still do stuff. I could maybe even go for more clues actually. So something to think about. So I think in this case, yeah, let's not change stuff here. I think we need 1, 2, 3. We would need 4 movement for him. I think let's do that. And this time, let's try to not forget the blessing roll. That's a 5. I take it. And last but not least, I did use the Brazier of Souls. I'm jinxed. I'm using my focus for this or this. I think I still have the other weapon. No, let's go for the mental fortitude. So this is pretty much me spending all of my focus on refreshing the mental fortitude. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, then let's move through Arkham. And I think I will stay on target. I need the extra clue and I don't want it to go away. If the gate spawns there, this clue is gone. And I think let's do that. 1, 2, and 3. So this brings her to 5 clues. Would be in theory enough to seal a gate. We have already sealed 3. A 4th one would be very nice. That's a semi-win for me to some extent. But yeah, that's her movement. Michael, yeah, I guess he should really grab the science building thing here. I believe we might also move Bob Jenkins there, or we could move Bob to the South Church. That's the other idea. I think for Bob we will move him to the South Church instead to get a blessing. No, let's do that. So he's moving 1, 2, 3, and 4 to the science building. So this brings him his 5th clue token as well. And I think, yeah, in the science building, yeah, it doesn't have a gate trophy, and he still doesn't have enough of monster trophies here to cash it in, so he will go for a standard encounter there or so. Let's see about that. And then last but not least, it's Bob. And as he is pretty much all out of luck because of his jinx thing, he's going to move 1, 2 spaces here to South Church, getting himself a blessing there. Or what's here at Mars Boarding House? I almost forgot that. Instead of having an encounter here, I can spend 2 gate trophies or 5. Wait a second. Spend 10 toughness worth of monster trophies, 2 gate trophies, or 5 toughness worth of monster trophies. And okay, to take any one ally of your choice from. Yeah, I don't know. I think the blessing might be the better one. He could do both, actually. He still has that gate. No, let's start with the blessing here. Let's start with the blessing. Let's stay on target here. That was the movement over to, or back to Sister Mary at Hips Roadhouse. The proprietor asks you to clean out the old shed and offers you your choice of money or whatever you find inside. You may either gain $1 or draw 2 common items, keeping one and discarding the others. He still has $5, so I think you already know the answer here. So let's see what we get. A makeup kit for Miss Sister Mary. That's nice. That's so anti-thematic that I really like it. And the setter net. Plus 1 to will checks, but not horror checks. So that would give her a +2 on will. And we could basically make ourselves so pretty that we are not getting arrested. Isn't that nice? And the setter net, you may automatically evade monsters of toughness 1 while in the street. That's really nice, actually. But a +1 on will checks, because her will is not really great. I think I will, but it's okay, not for horror checks. That's the one thing. The extra evade is pretty great, actually. Right now there are no monsters on the street. No, let's go with the makeup kit. +1 to any skill check. I think that might be the better deal. Yeah, I think that was a rather nice encounter here at Hips Roadhouse. And then we are here at Michael McLean at the science building. The professor has set up an experiment to transfer knowledge from one person to another. You may choose another investigator and give him one of your skills. You may choose, okay. He must then give you a different skill back if he has one. That's an interesting one. We do have one skill for him. That's the endurance. Would the endurance, after a combat check, that's an auto success, but he's our tank. And Bob has different things. No, I will leave everything as it is. No, I'm not going to do that. It's a May, so we are not swapping skills here. Could have been nice, but in this case, yeah, let's not do that. And here, it's pretty obvious he is spending one of his gate trophies to choose any investigator to be blessed. It doesn't need to be him. And that's now something we should think about, because we are going to move Sister Mary to a gate. I think we will give this blessing to Sister Mary. Feels more thematic anyway, and in theory he can remain here. He has another gate and get another blessing for himself. Something to consider. And he has even the toughness. I think he has 5 points worth of toughness in respect to trophies. So maybe he will camp there for a round or so. Let's see if we have time for that. But yeah, awesome. I mean, that wasn't an awful encounter phase. Let's see what fate is in stock for us in respect to the Mythos phase now. And it seems we're getting another environmental effect. I think we weren't able to gain sanity, but that's okay. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, we are spawning a new gate at the Historical Society over here. That's really bad. That means we are bringing out another Doom Marker. 2 more to go, and we have to spawn another monster here at the Plateau of Lang, and that's a fire vampire, another flying monster, which means we have to remove one of those, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we should be at 4 actually. 1, 2, 3. Ah, this one doesn't count, of course. Sorry for that. It's still 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we are good. Then stuff will move. Or rather, this clue will appear at Hip's Roadhouse. And yeah, Sister Mary is here. She can immediately take that. Now that's good. That's really good. And now we move, or we go into the movement. Again, the crescent moons and the pluses. Do we have some of those? We have lost an awful lot. No, we have only a circular monster. Here we have the fire. That's a star. No, there is no movement, but I believe the environmental effect is awful. Father Michael organizes his congregation against the legacy of the Pharaoh's Museum exhibit, calling the displays ghastly and an affront against the Lord. Lord checks in Arkham are made at a -2 penalty, -2, but in Arkham, not in another world. But that's the problem. When we are closing a gate now, we have to use our fight value then, maybe, because again, then we are back in Arkham. But the will checks are increased. Yeah, awesome. Good that I have chosen the makeup kit. Oof. Let's really hope we're getting rid of this environmental effect before Sister Mary makes it out of the gate. That will still take some time, of course. So let's replace this. So this is gone. And overall, yeah, not terrible, but also not great. Okay then, I think things are moving relatively fast, so we can definitely do at least one more. Maybe again, as it's only 2 more Doom, let's see how things go. So we are moving that lead investigator back to Michael, actually. Yeah, he's down here and he could make it to a gate. The thing is, I would leave this gate ideally to Sister Mary, because she has to use her fight, at least most likely because of the church boycott, the environmental effect that we have just chosen. And here we don't get any reduction or any penalty on that. The alternatives, though, are not great. Relay is a -3, so that's really brutal, even for him. He could basically bump his fight to a 6, which would be 3 dice, so that's not nothing. Alternatively, he could go to the abyss, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4. He could make it there, and that's at least only quote-unquote a -2, which would be better. He has 4 speed, so we could start increasing our fight, actually, just to prepare him. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm increasing his fight by 1, and of course I will roll for his blessing. Okay, we are good here. As for Bob, we are simply, refreshing the brazier of souls. I take it. So we are not doing anything else in respect to his focus or his basically upkeep step, that is. And down here we have Sister Mary. She's not going to roll for that blessing because she just got it. But as a reminder, I will now place my second die on this. So hopefully I will not forget that. At least I will remember that, hopefully on time. That's the thing. We need the 4 movement, so we leave that, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we need 4 movement. And again, I'm okay with the rest. On the other hand, we just increased our will basically twice. Do we need that? Could we maybe increase the fight already? Because she still has +2 will. But right now we are assuming we are not going to fight any monsters. So yeah, let's do that. Let's max it out as well for now. And we are not going to use for the alchemical process. Yeah, I like that. Then we are moving. Again, Michael has a movement of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 into the abyss. He will get sucked into the gate as part of his Arkham encounter. Yeah. As for Bob, I'm really not sure now. Should we go for an ally? I mean, again, he has 5 and a gate, so he could go to Mars boarding house. On the other hand, we could simply spend our 5 gate trophies, or we would move 1, 2, 3, 4 to the science building to get some more clues. But that's only 2 clues for him, and he's only down. I think we will simply stay where we are, and we'll also get a blessing for him. Or the ally. Allies are really, can be powerful. But I like the blessing more. No, let's stay here. We are not moving him. And last but not least, there are no clues on the board. That's really a shame right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the city of the Great Race. Nice. Then we are moving to the, or coming to the Arkham encounter phase. Again, we would start with Michael here. He's getting sucked into the gate, the black cave, into the abyss. The same is kind of true for Sister Mary. We can, I think, no, we have to do that encounter here first, right? But again, it's relatively easy. We are simply spending the next gate here to get ourselves another blessing, and in this case the blessing simply goes to himself. Again, he might need it too. And now Sister Mary is getting sucked into the city of the Great Race. But I think that's a first, that she's not starting there delayed. Let's see how things go. And then we can immediately go to the Otherworld encounter step, which is now Michael McLean here at the Abyss. And here we have a blue card which says Other. Yeah, it's not the Abyss. Pass a luck -1 check, which is still 1 die for him, to find something of use among the devastation. Draw 1 common item. Nice, okay, that's only a good thing actually. At least nothing really bad. Common item could be always nice, and he's still blessed. So yeah, a 1 doesn't cut it, but we are not spending any clues in this case. We are simply thankful that nothing terrible happened here. And then it's Sister Mary, and here we do have the matching encounter. Deciding that you have to take the chance. If you return to home, you activate a strange device. Roll a die. On a success, gain 2 clue tokens. On a failure, nothing happens. That's now interesting, because it says success. It doesn't say 4 or higher, 4 or 5 or higher in this case. Does it mean I'm still counting as being blessed for this roll? I would argue yes, because it says success. And yeah, when rolling dice, you score success, yep. And also, nothing bad can happen, and that's the success. Amazing. 2 more clues for her. Yeah, that will help her to hopefully seal that gate later on. Very nice. But those were all of our encounters, both in Arkham and the other worlds. So let's do another Mythos card. King of Cards cancels show. Okay, the Witch House. Witch House is, yeah. It's sealed. Amazing job. Unvisited Isle. I think, yeah, there is still a gate, so no clue spawns. And then again, the monster would move. It's again the crescent moon and the pluses. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's really, even if you see that they're coming from different cards. So this is from the Dark Pharaoh. This was a base card. So no, that's really a coincidence. Not quite sure what's going on here. And yeah, there are no monsters of that category. Wow. But that's a rather lengthy headline. Eric Weiss, a famous visiting escape artist and master of illusions, was scheduled to put on a show. However, when he was told that the Legacy of the Pharaohs Museum exhibit was in town, he paled visibly and cancelled the performance. "There's a thing I must do," was his only comment. All witches and warlocks in Arkham are returned to the Cup. If any investigator has Eric Weiss as an ally, no, we don't have any allies, that investigator gains those monsters as a trophy. As trophies. And that one was really, I mean, at Mars Boarding House, we might have been able to gain Eric Weiss if he's part of the ally deck. I mean, again, we are discarding down to 11 allies in the casual, and there are really a ton of allies now with all the expansions. So I don't know how likely it is. We did have a warlock at some point in time, and I think the warlock in the outskirts, that's a point. Do the outskirts count as in Arkham? I think it's mentioned in the rules. And honestly, I think not, because it's the Arkham limit, it's the sky. I think the outskirts do not count as being in Arkham. All witches in Arkham are returned to the Cup. I don't think the outskirts do count in this case. I don't think so. But anyway, I will take it. It's really not a big deal. That was an amazing encounter. At least we really dodged a bullet here. And yeah, great, I take it. Then let's move into the next round. The lead investigator will move back to Bob Jenkins, who now has to start doing stuff. And I think I really should move to the science building or so. I think we should do that. Just to gain some more clue tokens. There are none on the board, and I think we need those sooner or later. He's really down to 1. That's kind of limiting, but how much movement would we need for that? I think he is at 4 anyway. And the science building, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he would need 4 movement there. So that's not bad. We can leave it. I think he might want to consider increasing his luck because of his jinxed one here. And he has a +1, so I think, yeah, let's do that for him. Again, there's nothing else to refresh. I think that's okay for him. I think he's also not going to roll for the blessing because he just got it last round. Sister Mary, I think, is fine where she is, so she's not changing anything, but unfortunately she has to roll for that, and that's really that could really determine now. Oh no, he doesn't have. Oh, but no, I think that's okay. Let's roll. No! Oh, that's so bad. That's so bad. That's so bad. Okay, yeah, she lost her blessing. Now that's so terrible. I hate this die. But okay, it has to go back. For now, I still think we can give it back to her. I think so, even though that's rather wasteful. And I think for Michael, we will simply also prepare his fight. Yeah, let's do that. And he's also going to roll for his blessing die. Come on. Oh, okay, that's much better. Yeah, those were all the upkeeps. Bob would move away, but because he still has 5 points worth of trophies, he can stay here. And because the Arkham encounter is before the Otherworld encounter, he can spend those 2 to give the blessing right back to Sister Mary. So yeah, unfortunately, he has to stay where he is. For the other 2, it's rather simple. 1 and 1. Then we are doing the what we just mentioned. So we are spending those 2 monsters, which I just did. And yeah, we'll give that blessing right back to Sister Mary. So next round, she doesn't have to roll. And that's maybe even important because that's the round when she will come out of that gate. I think that definitely does help. And then, yeah, last but not least, we have to deal with the encounters in the other world. So Sister Mary would be first. And it seems to be a fitting one. The conical creatures wish you to return an item to your own world. They have no need of it. Gain $3. Wow, I mean, what happens here? She's really swimming in money for the majority of this whole playthrough so far. I mean, I totally take it, and no ill effect. I mean, that's the main thing. That's really the main thing. So she might be really able to close this gate. Oh, and seal it. That's so nice. And here we have Michael at the Abyss, so it has to be, it's red, right? Yeah. Another encounter. A graced half-dead explorer attacks you. Pass a fight +2 check to overcome him. Okay, he has 6 fight +2, so 8 dice in total. And he is blessed. So let's hope for the best. 1, 2, yeah. More than enough successes here already. On the base roll, he still would roll 3 more. If you succeed, take 1 common item and lose 1 sanity as you contemplate his poor soul's fail. If you fail, you lose 1 stamina. Yeah, okay, yeah, but okay, the 1 sanity, it's okay. We still have 1 left, but what item do we get? Oh, that's whiskey. And whiskey is important for him because we can spend it to discard the whiskey to reduce any sanity lost by 1. I think that's really, I mean, it's the lamest item in the game, I would think, but this situation, it's like, I don't know, it's like pure gold. I think that was definitely helpful. Cool. Okay then, and that's the Mythos card, and yeah, we have another monster search, and I think there's nothing we can do. We have a lot of gates out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gates in total. Now that's bad. That's bad. We can, I think, host 3 more monsters in Arkham, and then the rest will most likely go to the outskirts. But I think it will still not cause the increase of the terror level, which is okay. So yeah, I think let's simply start at the woods. Let's place 1 here. I think I don't really care about the woods right now. So that's a elder thing. Okay, so that's one of those. The next one, I guess, will go here to Arlier because I right now don't have any. let's do that. Oh, that's a fast one. A dimensional shambler. If you fail a combat check against dimensional shambler, you're lost in time and space. Now that's bad. We are not losing health, but still being lost in time and space simply takes a lot of our time. So that's, I think we have one more. And I guess as Michael McGlenn will come out the Abyss, I will place a monster there rather than Sister Mary. Let's do that. And what is it? That's a zombie +1 evade, so he's very slow. And undead, again, I already checked that. Undead is simply a keyword, which I believe, yeah, for the, yes, exactly. That's kind of bad, because Sister Mary has the cross, and this gives her +3 if the opponent is undead. But okay. I made my choice. And then 3 more need to go to the outskirts. So here is Ghosts. Here is a Dark Young, all yellow. They wouldn't move anyway. Another yellow one. A Warlock is back. Okay, 2 Warlocks and this. So we can still take 1 more here. And then we are pretty much causing the next terror. And the next terror would then cause the general store to be closed. But there is still monster movement, of course. The clue doesn't appear because there is a gate. What do we have? I think I need to flip them all to the other side. Or maybe they could move out before stuff happens, actually. So we have circles. Yeah, we have a circle here, but nothing on the street space. So this monster doesn't move. This one moves fast, and it moves fast towards black. 1 and 1. Okay, that was the dimensional shambler. And the rest, I believe, doesn't really move. There is no diamond. There is that. Oh, there is a diamond. Yes, there is a diamond. The elder thing that would move also towards black into uptown. Yeah. But I guess that's it. Again, it doesn't move out to the streets. I think it should have moved to the sky already. I know it wasn't activated. That's the thing. It didn't activate it. It was a no star. But otherwise, it would have moved to the sky. Yeah, I think that's okay. At least we survived this. And then we have the Southside Strangler suspected. However, the press is mistaken and the murders were caused by 2 monsters that are released into the Southside streets. Oh no! Again, we cannot have more monsters in Arkham, so both of them will now move to the outskirts. The first one is still okay. The next one would cause the monster limit or the terror level to increase. But I think in this case, we will spend the director's diary. Any phase, discard this card. When the terror level is increased, reduce the amount by which it is being increased by 1. So we stay where we are. At 2, again, I don't know if I really need the general store, but as long, this is now really a trigger effect. So that's the idea of this director's diary. So let's simply spend it for now, and let's try to avoid. And on the good plus side is we are removing all of those monsters, releasing them back to the cup. And that was the event phase, the Mythos phase. Sister Mary will be the lead investigator. I will keep going. I mean, things are really streamlined now. So we are not rolling for the blessing die, but I will place the blessing die on top of this. Apart from that, we are not changing anything down there. The only thing that we have to do for Michael now is to roll the blessing die. Yeah, that could be terrible. And no, we are lucky. Okay, he will come out of the gate with a blessing. I mean, that's really key. Nice. As for Bob, he really doesn't have an awful lot to do. So I guess, are we going to increase the fight? No, fight is great. I think he's going to fight a monster, just to get some breathing room back. So I guess we will. Do we need? I think we don't need that many movement right now, at least. He could move into a gate, but just closing the gate doesn't necessarily help. Would give him a trophy, though. That could be the one thing. But no, let's do some monster damage now. I think that's also important. Then we are moving. So we start with Sister Mary. She will come out here. And we should get some exploration mark, and the same is true for him here at the Abyss. Again, we can ignore the monsters. During the first turn, we are making it out of the gate, so it doesn't do anything to us in this case. And then it's Bob, and I think, again, the idea was to fight the Elder thing, right? Just, again, to do some monster control. So 1 and 2. It's a dangerous monster here. The thing is, we still have the Church Boycott exhibit here in place, which says will checks in Arkham are made at a +2 bonus. And again, the horror check is a will, so it's only a 1 in this case. But as we still have the mental fortitude, I'm not overly concerned about this one at least. So we are going to do, what is it? We have a will of 3 mindful. That's 2 dice. And he is, oh, did I roll for his blessing? I think I should have rolled for his blessing. Let's quickly do that before we are rolling a die, and that's good enough. Okay, whew. Good that I caught that. So then we are doing the horror check, and that's good enough. Awesome. We are not taking anything here. Now we are doing the combat check at a +1. His combat is a 4. And what are we going? I mean, the Brazier of Soul is something that we always get back. The Elephant Gun, on the other hand, is something... I think I'm tempted to go with the Elephant Gun first. We don't have any money, but that's the point. I think not. Nope. We cannot unexhaust or refresh it. So I think we have to go with the Brazier of Soul. It's basically the same thing in respect to the 8, the bonus that we get, but it's we can refresh it. I think that's the deal. So +8 +4, that's 12 dice. There is no penalty whatsoever. So 12 dice it is, and we are looking for 2 successes here, and that's good. Awesome. So this one is 1. We haven't failed, so we can keep it as a trophy. So the monster is gone. I mean, that's the important piece. The Brazier of Soul is unfortunately exhausted, so we will put the environmental effect back, and I think that was okay. You redeemed yourself, Bob. Okay then, the Arkham encounters, right? So yeah, we stepped out. So Sister Mary will try to close and seal that gate at the City of the Great Race. She has to do a fight check. Of course, she could go for a law, but law right now is a -2. So right now that's 1 more die for her. So that's a 3 dice in total. Again, there is no real ill effect for her. And again, that's only 3 dice. So it's really not great, but at least she is blessed. And she has a lot of clues that she can spend. But no, that's absolutely good enough. Amazing job. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 clue tokens in order. Let me see if I can find an elder sign. Oops, there is one. Don't I have it? There's still plenty. Not a big deal. So here is my elder sign. So we have sealed our 4th location, and yeah, it's still a trophy which we can use, and she has a lot of trophies actually. Ooh, I have to think about that one too. Maybe she will go to the science building next, because yeah, she could gain 2 more clues there, which would again give her 5 in total. Wow, that's so nice. Over to Michael. He also wants to close that gate. Oh, wait a second. That was a triangular monster. I think we don't have any gate. We don't have any triangle monsters in Arkham. Nope. Unfortunately, nothing to gain there. But still, that's a -2. His fight is a 6, so he's rolling 4 dice. Right? It's fight or law. Yeah. 4 dice for him. Okay, and he's also blessed, and yes, you guys are amazing, and he has the 5 glue tokens in order to also seal that gate. Wow, that's so great. Wow, 5 out of 6, so awfully close in this case. Oh, I think I really have to keep going now. I'm really pumped. So this was a hexagon. Oh yeah, we do have, in fact, a monster sitting here at the gate, the City of the Great. Oh, she could move in there right away. Oh, that's so nice. Cool. So this monster also goes back to the cup. And wow, what an amazing round for us. Cool stuff. Okay then we have our next Mythos card. Oh, another monster search. Oh, come on, we have so many sealed locations in these woods. I think that's at least the 3rd time this is causing a monster search. Are you kidding me? I have to count the monsters now, actually. Yeah, it is what it is, right? Independence Square. At least we can spawn a clue there. I will do that right now. Just don't forget that. So we have a clue at Independence Square. So how many gates do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 monsters will appear. We can have 2 more in Arkham. So 2 will go to the outskirts, right? I think I will do 1 at the woods. Yeah, let's do that. So this is the monster for the woods, and that's a hunting horror with a magical resistance when it moves to the nearest. Oh yeah, that's a special movement one. Okay, have to remember that. Does it activate? No, I think not this round. So that was one of those. And another one, where would we, and it needs to go to, I think not this gate. Let's put it here to Arlie, actually. So that's the second monster, buy a key. Also a flying monster, so that was the second. Then pretty much 2 will go to the outskirts, right? Yeah. Crawling over again, doesn't really matter what those are. And another star spawn. I think we have put 1 back into the bag. I think those were all the things for the monster search. We have already taken care of the clue. And again, we are doing monster movements. So this one, I think it doesn't move when there is an investigator in its space. So it will stay where it is, of course. And I guess we don't have, do we have pluses? Yeah, only in the outskirts. This is a circular monster, will remain. Yeah, the flying monsters are really not moving a lot in this scenario here. And the dimensional gem, I think he was here. Was he here? No, I think he was here. Yeah, that was the movement actually. Then we are dealing with our next environmental effect, the urban one. Businesses and homeowners alike have reported an increase in graffiti around Arkham. The perpetrators seem to have a penchant for yellow paint. They believe that some ne'er-do-wells have come into a few cases of the stuff and are just having trouble figuring out what to do with it. But could it be something more sinister? Skill checks to close or seal gates in Arkham are made at a -2 penalty. Well, now that's harsh. I mean, we had a -2 penalty already, but we could kind of dodge it. Now it's basically simply a -2, and we only need to seal. Look, oh, I was hoping for a different one, but this is even worse. Yeah, the game simply doesn't want me to win, it seems. Arkham Horror at its best. Honestly, I was thinking that I would be able to finish my playthrough in this video. For whatever reason, I was convinced that Azathoth would awake, or whatever other ill stuff would happen, and that I would end it. But I think I played at least 4 or maybe even 5 rounds this video, and we are in an okay shape. The main problem though is now, Sister Mary is at 3 clues. Everyone else doesn't nearly have anything. So what she can do now is to move here to the science building with her next action, getting rid of a trophy here, and claim 2 clue tokens for that, which would bring her to 5. Then she can move to a gate, for example this one, which seems rather simple to do. Still, right now we have the environmental effect there. This would still take us at least 2 more rounds, basically making 2 movement steps. So that's, I think, 3 rounds at least, maybe even 4 to do that. And I think this would simply take too long for this video. And I'm also nearly 100% sure that I have missed something, played something incorrectly. I don't know. So that's why I really say let's end it here. And then I'm now really fairly certain that my next video will be the last one, whatever is happening. I'm awfully close, and I'm really proud of that, actually, after I haven't played this game for, again, 2 years now or so. We have 5 sealed gates out there, so overall we are not in a terrible shape. But of course, we are also only 2 steps away from doom. So I'm not really sure how likely it is. I mean, we have some breathing space now, as we have a lot of sealed gates. So there are good chances that whatever Mythos cards will open gates where we already have sealed the location. And again, we are not playing with the gate bursts in this scenario. Maybe I should have done that, because I also was introducing those injury cards here, for example, which make the game, I would think, a little bit easier. So that's balancing out a lot of stuff that happens elsewhere. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but to me it seems this is a fair mechanic in this case. So yeah, there is a chance, and maybe what will happen is that whatever I can make it maybe to the city of the Great Race, and then maybe during the last step of the Otherworld encounter or so, Azathoth will awake. But then would be an amazingly close call. So it's almost like a cliffhanger at this point in time, and I really I think it's a good thing in this case, and I really hope that you are fine with that too. And I will try to continue my playthrough as soon as possible, of course. Before I do, and before I close this video, a huge shout out to all of my patrons and channel members out there. Really do appreciate all your support. maybe consider supporting my little channel on Patreon. You will find a link in the description of this video. You can join me directly here on YouTube. I even enabled the, I think it's the super thanks or so, what it's referred to. So you see this little thanks icon under this video. You can also help me there. Apart from that, like and subscribe, leave a comment, also really greatly helps the channel. And yeah, with that being said, hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and until then, bye bye.